Hi everyone. As part of this problem, we have the input data set details.csv. This data set has four columns: name, age, address, and lottery ID. So name is the name of the user, age is the age of the user, address is the address where the user is located, and finally we have the lottery ID. So here the third column, that is address, is present across multiple lines for some of the users. So this is a multi-line value in some of the records. So as part of the problem, we need to capture this data set correctly in the data frame. So let's work on this problem and try to solve it. So we will read this data set as a first step and try to load it into the input data frame. We will use the Spark Read API. First of all, we will specify the format as CSV. Then we will specify the path of the file. So we will get the path from the dbfs. So let's copy the path. Let's paste it here. And another thing is, this file is not having the header. So let's specify the schema using the column names that is specified. So let's add it as part of the schema. And now let's specify the data types for each of the column. So it is string for name, int for age, address is also string, and lottery ID is int. So now we have specified the schema. Let's load the file, and after loading the data frame, let's see the content of it. So let's run this and see the output. So we have got the output. Oh, but it is not like showing the right details. And the one thing here is, whenever a CSV file is read, each record is treated as a separate entry. For example, as we see here, this will be treated as a separate record and will be mapped to the schema that is defined. So after each of the comma, it will be treated as a single column. So because of this default behavior, we are seeing the data this way. So each of the record has gone as a separate entry in the data frame. But this is not what we need. And another thing is why this false is specified. So if we remove this false, what happens is the data is not coming accurately if we have huge values. So there are three dots that are added. So that's why we add a false in the show function that we use, so that each of the column that we have, it spans across exactly to show us the entire data that is present. So that's why we add a false. Okay, so back to the problem. So now we need to solve the problem. We need to inform the Spark API that we have some records that are spanning across multiple records. So we need to specify that to the Spark Read API. And how do we do that? So for doing that, we will add another option. We will specify that, and that option is multi-line. So we will specify to the Spark Read API that the data in this data set has some records spreading across multiple lines. So consider that. So we have specified that. Now let's run and see the output. So now if we see, the Spark Read API has accurately captured multi-line data. So whenever we have multi-line data in a CSV file, we have to specify that. Another thing to note is, if we look at the data, the multi-line content is present in double quotes, so that the Spark Read API can consider it as part of a single record. So by using this option, now we have accurately read the data. Each of the four users has been rightly captured in the data frame. So this way we have solved the problem by simply specifying the option multiline as true while reading the CSV data set, and this way we have solved the problem. So please go through the video. The content of the input data set will be added as part of the video description. If you found the video useful, please like the video. If
Like,
you have not
comment,
yet
and
subscribed the channel,
subscribe.
please subscribe and please share the video in your circle so that more people can benefit. Thank you.